Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Brian, and I like Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Alonzo, and I always hope for the best with Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Jax, and I'm thoroughly enjoying Hallmark Christmas movies.
And this is the Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Oh, it's finally here, everybody. It's finally here. The moment that I and everybody aside from Dan has been waiting for all year long.
At least it's not a preview episode. And also, we're all here together.
Wow.
I think that is the thing. All five of us, one room. Aside from Patrick Serrano, who really just does Lifetime, we're the five Hallmark hosts. Deck the Hallmark.
We should get a picture or something.
We did it. No, that'd be too easy. Make too much sense. We're here.
But it's great. We're doing this during the marathon.
There was so much energy in that intro. I thought there was going to be applause afterwards.
Yeah.
And then there wasn't.
There wasn't.
The audience.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thanks, team.
We had to beg for
Just
it.
Better late than never.
Would have been nice to have that thing.
Maybe
More clapping.
But we are covering the first of 40 Hallmark Christmas movies tonight that we'll be covering over the next two months-ish. And it feels right. Dan, are you feeling okay about it all?
I feel good, Bran. It's early in the marathon. Still got a lot of energy. Had a lot of fun. We opened a lot of gifts, eaten a lot of cookies. I feel like. A lot of everything. We've raised a lot of money for a great cause.
Great.
And we've gotten to talk about Philo a lot.
Yep.
Because that's the place you need to be watching these movies. We just watched this all together.
Yes.
And the commercials were skipped with one button.
What
Boom.
commercials?
Done. What
Easy.
commercials?
Yeah, exactly.
Couldn't
We
tell
need
you.
to
Says
know
the
about them.
advertisements are coming. You click it over once and hit play. You're good to go. It is the holiday movie hub. Philo.tv/DTH is the best place to find all that info and get
Call it a
yourself
day.
free trial.
Hey. That's
Yeah,
exactly right. Today.
sure.
Yeah.
Do we have to pull some names and give some stuff away? Have we decided if we're going to do that?
Or we do. I think that's
Now?
during the marathon, not
Okay,
during the
sure.
episode.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
do it after this. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
But thanks
we'll
for bringing it up, Brian. It's a dynamite
It's a
drop
great
in.
time.
Right, you're
That's
doing
right.
a great job, buddy. You're doing a great job.
How does this marathon compare to the first one, Alonzo?
Oh, gosh. It's funny. I remember how vividly dead I was by the end of it that I don't even remember what doing the first movie was like, except that Palaha was here.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
He
right.
certainly was.
And Jax, your first marathon, you
I'm
feeling
having
okay?
a blast.
Yeah, you are.
I'm having
Yeah.
a really good time. I'm hoping to get a vegetable in me soon, but we'll see how that
Yeah.
goes.
See how
Might
it
have to wait
goes.
till you're back in New York.
That's so sweet, though, that you think that might happen. Although
We bring
I-
out the salads later. I actually am weirdly getting hungry. We
Me,
can
I-
talk
I
about
can
it.
I didn't want to be the first one to say,
me
what's the
either.
dinner
Are we all
story?
feeling it?
Everybody, are we
little
getting
bit, yeah.
dinner?
We're ready.
Potatoes.
I think we're all
good.
on.
But I love that earlier today you were craving a salad so badly that you were using some sort of salad
Salad
dressing
dressing.
on anything you could put it on.
And when we say that there was a really more of a delivery vehicle for the country
It
French.
truly
Just had to get
was.
that dressing.
The
Thank you,
tensile
Sheila.
strength of the chip was at its breaking point. There was so much country
much
French dressing on it.
It's right next to me, and I'll be pouring it on whatever we have for
Pour it
dinner.
up.
Pour it up.
That's what
Pour it
Pat
out.
Does that not need to go in a fridge or something, or is it
Oh,
just?
no, that's
Oh,
fine.
no, it's fine.
You drink that.
It's got
What's
slug
that
special
straight out
about
of the bottle.
this?
I
Nothing.
can't get it in New York, and I told Sheila that, and she got me a big bottle of. It's my favorite dressing. After.
That is
Kim's country
deep,
French.
That's a deep red.
Yeah,
It's the
really
most
beautiful.
Pennsylvania thing about Jack.
Yes,
That looks
it is.
like
her
It's really
favorite
good.
dressing is Kim's.
Looks like ketchup. It's like ketchup.
Yeah, I love ketchup too.
It's
That's
the
right.
toast of intercourse.
There it is.
Pennsylvania.
Welcome back.
So what are you gonna do?
Yep. We know. You know, right, Bran?
We just watched the first new Hallmark
Which
Christmas
will
movie
not be
together.
overrated by anyone in here. Everyone's going to have a normal take. It's not going to be this situation where we watched one and we got overexcited about it and screamed that we freaking love the movie and it's the best thing we've ever seen. It might be the best of the year. We're not going to do that. No, we've all committed to understand we got 39 more of these. Let's not overreact to the one we just saw that wasn't even produced by the Hallmark Channel. Sorry, go ahead, Bran.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
an
a
acquisition.
Firestone. What is it?
Oh, it's lovely.
a heart.
Hearts
It's
fire.
a fire. Hearts on fire.
Hearts on fire.
Yeah, something like that. All right, you guys ready to talk about it?
Let's do it.
Noel Next Door originally aired on October 21st, 2021 to
What?
2022, and it went a little something like this. Noelle is a mom, and her ex-husband isn't making things easy on her. He wants the son to spend Christmas with him despite it not being his day. So things are off on a good foot there. But things are also not going well for her grumpy neighbor, Jeremy, who chases her son, Henry, away from his house when he is caught kicking his soccer ball against his wall. If you think that's the last we'll see of that, you're wrong. Jeremy then slams his door on some carolers like a monster. We find out that he had a stroke around Christmas time, and so he gets a little grumpy around Christmas time. He goes to pick up food at the diner that Noelle works at, and is not upset about that at all. He starts talking to Noelle. There are some sparks sparkling, and we all love it. Then they see each other again at the grocery store, and we get a great conversation about tampons and fiber. It's new Hallmark, everybody, new Hallmark. She goes on a blind date, though, with a flat earther, and it doesn't go great. He then goes on a blind date with truly a monster of a human being that does not have the time for him to take off his jacket at dinner. So she leaves. And his blind date is at the diner. Noelle just watches this whole debacle take place, comes over, sits down. They chat over some apple pie. There are sparks for days. And so the next day, he goes to the diner and goes off on this guy that's being disrespectful to Noelle. And he asks for her number. She says yes. They end up going on a date. They're ice skating. They're going to see some classical music. They're almost kissing. Another date is set up for tomorrow. Everything is going well. And you might be wondering, what could possibly cause this thing to go wrong? Well, she doesn't know that he's the neighbor. He doesn't know. He doesn't know that that she's the mom of the soccer boy. The next morning, Henry can't find
He was
his
a soccer boy. Haven't heard that one yet.
said
Soccer boy.
kick the soccer ball into the goal. Yeah. So there's a rabbit. Henry can't find his rabbit. Somehow, the rabbit got into Jeremy's house.
Don't ask.
So he writes
rabbit.
a mean letter, and instead of going to deliver the letter himself, he sends it with what
super.
is he? Super the
handyman.
the guy, the head honcho at this
does
building,
everything.
who does everything, says, "Hey, bring back this rabbit and also bring this note." And then Jeremy takes Henry's ball later that day because Henry's kicking the ball again. And then when he gets mad at him for kicking the ball, Henry decides he's going to kick the ball at Jeremy. Jeremy catches the ball, says, "This ball's mine now, sucker." He runs to tell his mom, and so the mom writes a letter. They all do things with letters in this movie, which is nice and convenient. The night of the date, though, Jeremy stops by his house before the date and can't get into his house because somebody stuck a toothpick into his lock. He assumes that it is apartment 202. The monster with the soccer ball. So he finally goes, you know what? A letter's not going to cut it this time, everyone. I'm going to go take care of this face to face. He goes to talk to Noelle, and Noelle goes to talk to the mom, and guess who opens up? It's Noelle. Things then become clear who is who in this situation, and it does not go good. She cancels the date, slams the door. He goes home. He drinks the night away. The next day, though, Henry goes to apologize to Jeremy.
He drinks a vodka drink. He drinks a vodka drink.
He drinks a vodka drink. He drinks a vodka drink.
You cannot, right?
Yeah, that was good. It was too good.
Too good.
The next day, Henry goes to apologize to Jeremy. They end up kicking the old soccer ball back and forth. It's real sweet. They're now buddies. They're now going to be friends. She is talking to Henry later, and Henry's like, "Mom, maybe give him a chance again, Ma." All right, Mom. Jeremy, it's Christmas. It's Christmas Eve, and he goes to talk to Noel and kind of say, "Hey, sorry about everything, blah, blah, blah." And then she basically invites him over for Christmas morning. He's like, dope, love it. He comes over. They have a wonderful Christmas morning together. And then he takes her outside to see the Christmas tree that he helped put back up, that he earlier in the movie had taken down because it made him grumpy and he tripped over an extension cord. And everyone's really happy. You're making great strides, Jeremy. And at that point, they finally kiss. Fast forward 1 year, they are at the orchestra, and we are seeing his symphony being played for the first time. They kiss some more, and we're all better for it. And that, my friends, was Noel Next Door.
We did it.
That's exactly right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back to break down Noel Next Door here on Deck the Hallmark. Well, zip zap.
Are you okay?
She's just like stepping on everything that we have on
like
the
just
drums.
try to make some more noise.
What happened? I missed it.
Like,
Guys, I'm like Pigpen over here.
stomping around. Like,
If there's a
like
bag of chips to
just
step
take
on.
full advantage of this break. Good God.
Oh,
Take a
boy.
break, literally.
That's right.
I know this is going to come as a shock, but we don't actually listen to the ads, so it's
Yeah,
like
it's
a quick
pretty quick.
one. It's quick.
Yeah.
You'll get it by next break.
By
You'll
next break,
That's right.
they'll
you'll
know.
be ready to go. It's time for the hot takes where we share exactly how we felt about this movie, the first Christmas movie of the holiday season, Noel Next Door. I'm going to start with you, Brian. A big responsibility.
Yeah, the
This
first
is
hot take of the season.
The first hot take of the season. People around the world have tuned into this episode to hear Panda's hot take.
They should
Panda's
have.
not
You're
here.
not here.
It's you.
It's you, Brian.
Don't
take
screw
Brian's
it up.
first Christmas episode.
That's exactly right. Here it is. Noel Next Door.
Baby's first
Brian,
Xmas.
give it to us, baby.
So this one, this one started out. The title card was just ridiculously underwhelming.
Yes.
But from there, it was all rise.
All rise.
This one, the first half of this movie, I think it was just great, refreshing.
Here we
even.
go.
It had conversations we've never heard on this channel in these movies.
Every time I'm
Right.
like, where's the fiber and tampon talk?
It hasn't
every
been
movie.
here.
Yeah.
Welcome to 2022.
We made it.
Countdown to Christmas. So that was great. That stuff was really good. I didn't expect that. The chemistry between Natalie Hall, Noel, I guess because the movie is named Noel, so her name's Noel, and Jeremy.
Pick it up, Bri. You're-
Chemistry, phenomenal, right? Her
Phenomenal.
sister and her, phenomenal. Everybody, you didn't like. This had some of the worst characters we've seen in a movie, but also possibly the best in Lewis. And I feel like
Yeah,
Lewis carried
we
this
love
movie on
Lewis.
his shoulders and took us right through the end. So this was a good movie for me.
There it is. The thunderous applause starts.
Calm down, everyone. That's just
Keep
the first
that
one.
train rolling.
It's gonna be hard to top this one, guys. I'll be honest with you. Like boy howdy, right?
Wrap it up now.
I've seen. I think what we need to see. This does it. This does it for me 100%. I had
This
an
is
absolute.
embarrassing.
No, you're embarrassing. I had an absolute blast with this movie. Would recommend, would watch again. I agree there was some really, really awful people in this movie. But once you get out of the way of that, you got a fantastic movie. And yeah, Noel, Jeremy, boy howdy.
Boy, howdy.
Just crushed it. Natalie Hall, Cody, severe weather warning. Just absolutely knocking it out of the park. Loved every second of this film. Would watch again. Jax?
I hated this movie. No, I can't.
You got me. You're an actor.
An actor.
No. I thought this was really cute. I will echo for my Hallmark movies, I do like seeing new things, but I was uncomfortable with just how mean the long-haired guy, the woman he went on a date with, like the whole thing he said about shaming her.
The ex-husband. Yeah.
Truly
The
heinous.
flat earther.
The flat earther.
A lot of really mean, despicable people in the
Really
movie. Yes.
despicable
Correct.
people. But other than that, Natalie Hall is an absolute delight. Brand, fight me on that. I
treasure.
She's a national treasure. And I had a lot of fun with it. And Yeah, I really enjoyed the single mom, preteen, early
He's
teen,
some age.
He is an age.
kind of running around.
He was
in
born
there.
in the 2000s.
He was born in the 2000s. He knows how to Google, and he likes a murder podcast, and that's okay by me.
That's right.
Alonzo?
You know, I think this movie is very lucky to have Natalie Hall and Corey Sevier.
Bingo,
because They
bango.
have crazy chemistry. They do the romantic-y, bantery bits to perfection. Like they really elevate the material. But the material,
There we go.
yeah, between the labored kind of sort of shop around the corner setup where they love each other and they hate each other at the same time, but they don't know it, to the number of just despicable, awful cretins in this movie, including the female protagonist's son.
Yep. Yep. He's a monster.
Yeah, it kind of put me off, but I have to say, the word mistress and rage booze and tampons and fiber and flat earth, bring it, Hallmark 2022. I'm here for your scalding new realism.
I'm here for your tampons.
I think we heard from everybody that we need to hear from.
That's it, right? Really?
No, I'm excited to hear
That's
it.
it?
Also, this is from the director of the upcoming Dan, very excited about movie, The Most Colorful Time of the Year.
Oh, my. He got this one and the colorblind one.
Yeah.
Dan, what'd you think?
Yeah, it's a bad movie. It's a bad movie. It just so happens to be bad with two good leads and good chemistry. So that makes it bad, but palatable. Put it on the DVD box. It's free. You don't have to. I won't charge you anything for that. Bad but palatable. Natalie Hall, Corey Sevier are dynamite. I mean, the smolder, the sizzle, the eye contact, they work in this movie 100%. Everyone else in this movie, aside from Lewis, is a real D-bag. Just a bad person or an aloof person or a person that doesn't care about the feelings of others. And it's not done for any reason to drive the plot forward. The husband could be nicer and the movie is the same. The blind dates could be nicer and the movie could be the same. The kid could be nicer and the movie could be the same. I just didn't understand why they needed to do it. And also, The Shop Around the Corner and You've Got Mail, those movies, they work close together and live far away. In this movie, they make the bold choice of working separately, but living virtually next door and somehow never knowing the other person exists. That is a choice, gang. Like, you've got to want it there. That was just so hard to get past that the movie is literally hanging just anvils upon anvils on the chemistry of Hall and Sevier, and they carry it across the finish line somehow because they're wonderful and they're dazzling. The rest of it, whoa, hope we get better.
Sounded like you liked it to me. It's time for all the feels part of the show. We talk about what in this movie gave us those feels. Brian?
Sure. So not crazy Christmas winter feels in this one for me, but the scene when they were sitting around the fire after having a skate and they had the conversation about being divorced. I felt like we were in that scene for a while, and I thought it was good. Like, I thought it was good to sit there with them when they had that conversation. It didn't feel rushed. It felt pretty authentic, and yet the two of them together obviously elevated it. And, you're sitting around the fire. She got those gigantic earmuffs, the biggest earmuffs I've ever seen on a human's head. And that was so
There
I
were
enjoyed
big
that.
earmuffs.
I thought you were going to say eyes, and Brandon and I were going to chime in and be like, yes. But earmuffs, too.
Earmuffs,
yeah,
too.
Yeah.
And so
She works at O'Hare, I think, on the runway with the light sticks.
So I got good feels from that scene. I think that was really well done.
The music stuff worked for me in this movie, and namely two things. One, anytime he sat down and just put something on and just sat, closed his eyes, and was in it, loved that. And then when he took her to see the tiny symphony with the big symphony sound, and she sat down and she closed her eyes and she said she got goosebumps. Yeah, 100%. Loved it. Nailed it. Jax?
I almost teared up at this part, and even thinking about it now, when they're sitting down at the end of the symphony and she says, you must be so proud. I'm proud of you. And he says, I'm not proud. I'm grateful. I was like, that really does hit. And I think that sometimes in our society, we, especially with men, there's this thing of being be proud of your accomplishments and your name and your legacy. But he's living in gratitude, and I thought it was really
thankful.
beautiful.
That's
yeah,
right.
he's thankful.
That's really
I
good.
thought that was really and beautifully played and wonderfully written.
I'm proud of you. That was great.
I'm grateful.
Alonzo?
Them pitching Woo worked. And
I don't understand what that means.
Did we switch?
We got a spit take.
Did somebody hit the SAP button?
We got a spit take.
do I have to
Our first spit
explain?
take of the season.
What did I miss?
The way that all
I
happened.
actually thought Woo was going to come out of the bullpen, but they started Woo, and it was the difference.
I didn't understand what you said or meant, but then I thought everyone else did, so I was gonna ask.
He says it. Bram looks at me.
Okay, all right, children, calm down.
Jax spits or drink.
No, it's not, Alonzo. It's not your fault that we're dum dums, but it took us a while before any of us knew we need to vocalize, and we didn't get
To
it.
pitch Woo is an expression for people being romantic with each other.
I got it.
Yes.
Okay,
Flirting.
Got
and
it.
that kind of thing.
I will use it so many times.
and
over and
You
over.
have no idea how
God.
often that pitch Woo is good. It's going to be the new Busby Berkeley.
Okay, great.
That's right.
I love having to footnote myself for you people. That's what I live for. Those scenes worked. The music stuff for me was mostly a wait what, and we'll get to that.
Yes, agree. The scene where he gets her number is the best scene in this movie. It is just fantastic. Him talking to her, the eye contact, the back and forth, her saying, "Why don't you just call me tonight?" Like that, all of that was just great. I mean, at that point, there was a part of me that was like, this movie might do it, might turn the corner and really make something of it. And it,
Well, they did.
no, it didn't.
Okay, Dan agrees.
I'm glad that we're on the same page here. We're going to take one more quick break. We'll be right back with the Wait What and the What the Hallmark. I'm getting there here on Back the Hallmark. We're
At least we're
back.
finally done with the radio stations just in time for the holiday
Oh,
season. Thank
shoots.
God we had more.
Yes, we do. That was
no,
actually
no.
my fault.
Yep.
Yep. Welcome back to Pitching Woo with the gang.
And Jack.
Let's
Read a book.
let's talk about the Wait What part of the show. We talk about what in this movie. Just go wait what, Brian?
I'll just mention two quick ones.
Okay.
So if you have a very important video call and your doorbell rings, you just ignore the doorbell.
Yes.
Always ignore the
You
doorbell.
always ignore
Yeah.
the doorbell.
So and even if you aren't on an important video call, you ignore the doorbell. So that, come on. And she asked Jeremy over for Christmas Day on Christmas Eve, and he showed up with armfuls and bags of gifts, totally prepared. And I wouldn't be able to do that. That quick turnaround
Get
for
that
Christmas
yeah,
Day.
yeah, that's
So-
great. Maybe he had those things in his house somewhere.
He probably for just that
Like,
occasion, yeah.
Maybe even remote
boxes
control
everywhere.
Gift closet. You never know.
Yeah, you got to have one of those things. That's what
Guess
I've always.
so.
That's what I've always heard. I have a couple. You mentioned it, Brian, but we are in 2022. We cannot start movies with that title card.
Yeah, real bad.
That text has to be outlawed. And part of the reason why it was so glaring is because I do feel like we have moved away from it. Hallmark has moved away from these super boring, just title cards, and so this one was egregious. And I
thought a cursor was going to appear and double click it
Yes.
and pick a new font.
yeah, let's pick this up
Let's
a
go
little
to
bit.
Wingdings. Let's see what Wingdings looks like.
Can't be worse. This is a caroling group that goes caroling during the day and also is going to go tomorrow.
That's right.
Which is interesting. It's an interesting move. I feel like caroling for most people is a one-time-a-year thing, typically in the evening, but they are a group that goes during the day to people's houses during the work week. And also, we're going to keep going tomorrow, if you guys don't mind. This person, the flat earther, doesn't even know who Twain Dickens and Jane Austen are, which is amazing. Even I,
Yes.
even I, who doesn't know who Cindy Lou
Woo?
Who, what was it?
Busby Berkeley or
Yeah.
Pitching Woo.
Pitching Woo.
Pitching Woo.
Even I know those three.
That's right.
The last one is I don't know much about symphonies, but I do know
Don't know much about symphony.
But I do know
how to play the
pitchin'.
timpani.
Okay. Pitchin' woo.
But I do know that typically around the holiday season, they play, like Christmas music. Come, we're going to play Christmas classics.
Yeah.
But this specific symphony is unveiling a brand new original music symphony at Christmas time, which is an interesting move. I feel like typically symphonies go, we're going to play all the Christmas classics, or we're going to do the Nutcracker or something. But they're doing an original
It's to celebrate
symphony.
their anniversary.
Is it?
No, I don't know.
Okay, great. We did the best that we could. Yeah. Jax?
Although I appreciate, as Alonzo noted, that we throw out the word mistress here, like it not the fact that he had a mistress, but that she's still calling Dina his mistress. It didn't really land
That was
for
weird.
me.
Yeah.
They're almost engaged.
They
and
are, yeah.
I think she could even say like her, and she can she can imbue that with imbue.
Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah.
Imbue that with this sort of like venom that she needs, but I didn't think we needed mistress. And
Oh, I have heard ex-wives use harsher words than mistress
But, like,
when talking about the new wife of their
but
ex-husband.
I would rather use a harsher word. Like mistress almost sounds like some sort of like, oh, the mistress,
Well, I don't think Hallmark is ready for how's your whore.
Apparently, we are here at
say
Deck the
horse?
Hallmark, and that sounds fun. Bran?
It's in the Bible.
it is in the Bible.
Read the
And
Bible.
one
You should
other
see what
late
happened
one
when I
that
said
had that
Jackass a month ago. It was a yeah.
Wait, what?
I literally called a donkey a jackass, and everybody here
Oh yeah,
was, I mean,
Clutch the pearls.
yeah.
it's biblical.
Where are your
I
prayers?
have one more tiny quick what that Brian and I were sidebarring on.
Oh, right.
I was a little concerned about some of the alcohol consumption. I hope everyone's okay. Just monitor.
Yeah.
Make sure you're not abusing alcohol. No
Full
judgment.
PSA,
Concern.
wait, what?
Yeah.
It's a PSA, wait, what?
We don't
Maybe,
get those enough.
maybe don't ventilate a full bottle
Yeah.
of nameless clear liquid
Yeah.
at the sign of the
was
first
fancy water.
disappointment.
It was
Yeah,
fancy. It was
fancy
sparkling
water.
water, guys. It was
Probably.
sparkling
You
Over.
tearing through that wine too.
Alonzo?
For a diner waitress, she is clearly bringing home, because if she's not getting any money from the ex, that's a pretty swanky condo for her and her
She's
son.
bringing it home.
And their rabbit. So the
Yep,
tips
yep.
must be good. Also that she could afford the enormously thick false eyelashes that she's got on first thing in the morning, which I kind of admire her game on that.
Didn't notice them.
At the actual diner, there are folding chairs, which no, I'm sorry.
absolutely not.
You have solid chairs, maybe a booth,
That's right.
maybe Lindy booth, but not a folding chair.
You gotta say
Gotta
Lindy
say.
Booth.
Frank, the friend of Corey Sevier, who sets him up with the awful woman who thinks that a guy who's had a stroke removing his jacket in public equals making a scene.
Yeah,
When
she's...
Frank asks, hey, how'd it go with her? I think you maybe mentioned, hey, did you know that your chum that you thought was dating material for me is an actual sociopath?
Yeah.
She's the worst. Yeah, she's
I
the
don't know
worst
that it's
person.
tactful to not share that information per se. When he takes her to the world's smallest orchestra playing the big orchestra sound,
right. Yeah.
it is after dinner and after ice skating, which means they're all on that stage at like 10 o'clock
That's
at
right.
night.
To an empty, nobody else is in
Yeah,
there.
no.
Just rehearsal.
Just rehearsal.
And not like in a rehearsal space, in the auditorium.
That's right.
With all the lights on.
And I did appreciate getting to see some rehearsal, for crying out loud.
That's
finally.
exactly right. About
That was
time.
a sop to Brian.
Yeah,
Brian.
it was. That's right.
And then finally, when they do debut his new orchestra at Christmas time, you're right. They're not playing the Nutcracker. They're not playing what we would consider music of the season, but they do balance it out by putting the entire orchestra in Santa
Santa
hats.
hats. Yeah. You
It's an
got to.
interesting move
You got to.
No.
to have a non-Christmas symphony wearing Santa hats.
I think even
not playing Christmas.
If
Not
you
playing
were,
Christmas music.
if you were playing Jingle Bell Rock with a symphony, they would still draw the line at the hat.
If only there was some songs on public domain they could get for free that were Christmas songs.
That, like I'm saying, like seriously, the cello player's like, I will play, Dominic the Christmas donkey, but I'm not wearing that hat while with my tuxedo while I'm doing
Dominic?
it.
You shut it.
What?
Dominic.
And he'll
It's the
back me
first
up on
episode of the
that.
season, Dominic. Dominic.
No radio.
Not radio.
Apparently, you didn't do the radio call sign, and that's Dominic's favorite part of the
really
show.
annoyed
man.
with
I'm
you.
sorry,
very upset.
Dominic.
Maybe if he was a little more polite.
Dominic, I'll pick. Yeah, that's actually right. Dom.
Kick it.
All right. Dan?
Yeah, I'm here. How'd the rabbit get in the house?
Oh, finally.
That's the
How
million-dollar
did the
question.
rabbit get in the house? A loose rabbit somehow finding his way into a closed abode, saw them live, is just uncanny.
In December in Chicago.
That's
It's
right.
not like there's a hole that he hasn't noticed.
No. This is it's a magic rabbit. Magic rabbit. I don't know how they did
Fixer
it.
for kids.
I'm fine with the grocery store fiber tampon talk, but we don't have another brand for a tampon company. A company aside from tampon. Like I buy tampon brand tampons is what I buy. Apparently,
Who would you trust more?
I mean, who would you
Hallmark
trust
did
more?
not land that stay-free endorsement that they were really hoping for.
It's fine to have a lead get nervous on the phone talking to his crush. It's not fine if that lead in the previous scene just spit game like Rico Suave. Like if you in person are confident and with it and then get on the phone and go beep, 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 I'm not sure that works. Like you can't have that combo. This movie says dare to dream. I want to be very clear. The Jeremy character is not perfect across the board, and he's not kind always, but he's right about the kid and the soccer ball. He's just right. The kid, there are walls. This movie's all walls. There's walls everywhere. You could kick your soccer ball literally anywhere else, and this kid is just doing it anyway.
Why does their place not have a wall?
Yeah, they do. It's the same complex.
Right.
202 and 224, that's the same block.
But 202 has like the best walls.
But yeah, 224 is the best
224
walls.
has the best walls.
Yeah.
No one has better walls.
And I just want to get this straight. In this movie, Jeremy gets mad. He trips over an extension cord that's holding up a Christmas tree. And that is a fair argument. But he does say that the extension cord has been stretched across a street.
Yeah.
Which means we've got bigger problems here. Like that is, we can't do it. Cars are driving. There's things happening. We can't stretch an extension cord across the street.
Well, and the explanation is that because it takes up so much energy,
right.
they have to wire it to two different apartments.
Do Christmas lights have Tesla batteries now? Like
Well,
what is
and
happening?
it's like, I mean, you have those outdoor outlets for things like this. Do people have their window open with an extension cord coming out again in Chicago in December?
Yeah, no way, no how. See ya. That's
No
all
way,
I got.
no how. It's time for What the Hallmark Aspire Show. We wonder what could have been that would maybe happen that could give some clarity to the questions that we still have. Brian?
Mine's just a little small one. The ex-husband ended up with the house. It sounded like the house they used to share.
The house?
They lived in.
Yeah.
House. And I'm wondering, did she not want that house at all because of his misdoings? Like, did she say, you take the house?
Misdoings.
He didn't want to say mistress again because he knew how it made me feel. Thank you,
Misgivings.
Brian.
I don't like it. Misgivings
Miss
and
whatever
doings.
it was.
Misdoings.
Miss what have yous.
Misdoings is who he's dating now. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Did you say horse? So that was just something that popped into my head. Like, why is he in the house? Like, how did that go down? Was she fine with that? Did he have to pay her off to get the house for himself? So
Well, if she's not getting any alimony after being cheated on, and she's got the kid that she's raising, she either has no divorce lawyer at all or the worst divorce
There's a
lawyer.
conversation where she's like, you're not paying me any money. And he said, we're going to let all the lawyers sort that out in court. So I think they're still going through it, and he refuses to pay in the meantime.
Man,
That's nuts.
Yeah.
that's brutal.
Ridiculous.
So our guy, the kid, what's his name? Justin,
Jared?
Henry.
Austin, right?
Henry.
Henrik. Yeah. So with the whole
Everybody.
with the whole toothpick thing, when he goes to apologize, when he goes to apologize, he's like, Jeremy is like, that's actually pretty good, cool trick you got there.
Yeah. He liked
And Henry goes, I found it online. And my question is, what was this kid Googling?
To find that.
Was it like, what can I stick in somebody's lock to get them locked out of the house? Like, that's such a specific thing.
Yeah.
But I kind of love it at the same time. Just interested in this kid's Google skills. Does he have Pandas Google Plus? I don't know.
I'd like to see his search history.
Yeah, I'm just fascinated by the whole process. Jax?
I guess I'm for Henry. I don't think he's a bad kid or a monster, but he's acting out because of divorced parents, which is something that some of us
Do
can
you?
relate to. Yeah, and I hope he gets good therapy and maybe lays off the murder podcast and the excessive Googling. Maybe like do some more.
You
active
said
things.
you were really in on him liking a murder podcast earlier.
I know,
in
but
the
now I'm
episode.
worried. No, I did, but
Yeah.
now I'm worried
Just wanna
because I'm
make
like,
sure
I don't
you
want him to
thought
end
it
up like
through
me.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I liked it because I saw him in me.
Yeah,
I saw me in
relatable.
him,
It's relatable.
and now I don't know about
It's
it.
just not great for him all the
Not
time.
great for him all the time.
Yeah.
Such a big heart, Jackson.
Thank you,
Alonzo?
Brian.
Yeah, again, this comes down to the divorce settlement and the new wife / old mistress. That when she finds out that
Don't say mistress.
sorry,
that
Dina. When she
Dina.
finds out that Dina doesn't like Henry, her solution is, then they should spend more time together. And it's like, have you met Henry?
Have you met Henry?
I think maybe less time together might improve their relationship. I don't quite get why she thinks carting the kid over for Christmas is going to make that sitch any better, but what do I know?
Yeah.
Can I just, I didn't say this in my way because I just assumed someone else would, but she does call her ex and say, we can split Christmas Day. You can come pick him up after Christmas dinner, which is not splitting Christmas Day.
It's nighttime.
It is nighttime.
No.
It is nighttime by the time that guy's picking his
Even
picking
just
up
in
the kid.
hours in the day, it's not. I mean, it's not even close. You've
So
got
I
maybe
will
4 or
get
5
I'll
hours
get
left in the day.
Christmas breakfast, opening presents, lunch, him playing with the presents,
And we're gonna eat a quick
We're gonna
dinner, and then we'll just ship him right
and then
over.
he's
And we'll
all
split
yours
it.
for
It's
the
all you.
he's
It's
all
like
yours.
3 out of 5.
Good night,
is what it
everybody.
He's
is.
all yours for every parent's favorite, which is bath time and bedtime. We all love it.
Yeah, we
It's the
love the
best.
bath time.
It's the
bedtime.
best.
It is what. That's what I feel like the most enriching time
Yeah,
in my
yeah, I
kids'
love it.
moments.
What would
when
I do
they're
without
screaming at
that?
me. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, so this guy she goes on a blind date with was banned from spreading misinformation, and it turns out he's a flat earther. What did he post to get banned?
That's not a thing that people get
Because
banned for.
to get banned for spreading misinformation about the earth being round, you've got to really go ham. Like you got to go hard, man. You can't just go be like, the earth is flat, prove me wrong. That won't get you banned.
No.
That's just another crazy they're happy to have. You got to go hard, man.
It's really hard to get
George
banned on
Soros
social
wants
media.
you to believe.
Yeah. I don't know what else got tied up in that, but man, and obviously we don't have to do it now because we're running out of time, was Pitching Woo, but we'll get to that later.
Got it. Gosh, one movie down, and boy, did it feel right, everybody.
It did feel right. And you know what else feels right,
what's that?
Brian? Double Decker of the Week feels right.
Oh, are we doing that today? We probably shouldn't do that today. We should do it later this week, actually.
Really? You think so?
I think we should do it later this week.
Okay, great. I'll take your word for it. The Double Decker of the Week.
But it is coming back
We'll
this
be
week.
back once a week for Christmas.
Yeah.
And it'll be with Panda, and we'll send it out to him. And I'll find out why we're not doing that now later.
But not now. Not
right.
now, later.
I love it.
We're going to be back tomorrow with, I don't know, a little Christopher Palaha movie. We wish you a Merry
Maybe,
Christmas.
Maybe.
Can't wait for that. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is the That Sounds Fun podcast. It's produced by Tracy Millis Lane. It's recorded live in Greenville, South
1
Carolina.
minute,
For more
baby.
information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to Deck the Hallmark.
This is the only time